Got the face come on now. Right. Let's go here. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me and me watching 12 times Fortnite crossed the line. Right, let's watch it.
Fortnite's Battle Royale game has got everyone and their mom talking, but it's not always for the best. You see, while everyone's doing the hype dance or T-posing as scarecrows, something has flown under the radar of players around the world. Fortnite has been mired in controversy since it blew up in early 2018, and today, we're going to tell you about some of those times. But before we get into some of the times Fortnite rustled plenty of jimmies, subscribe to The Gamer and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss any of our epic Fortnite videos. Without further ado, let's get started. Fortnite's appeal lies in a lot of things, including the exciting gameplay, the way no session is the same, and the social aspect of playing with and against people. But something we love, which people forget about, is the way it looks. The graphics strike the perfect balance between realistic beauty and cartoon fun, and they keep us playing. Now, Epic Games knew this, and whenever...
Yeah, that is true. They're like... it's really... Fortnite's a really good game, mate. You gotta check out my stream. It's Trophy Carters 2 at Mixie. I'll get it up after this.
They do a patch to update the game, there's a chance that it'll tweak the graphics whether they want to or not. There was one patch though, where they might have taken things a little bit too far. The one they released for Season 6 saw some apparently unintended consequences. As you can see in this clip by SMG Princess, if you use the Calamity Cowgirl skin, then doing an emote would see certain parts of her jiggle a lot. Word got to Epic Games when Twitter user Agony, better known as FaZe Agony on YouTube, posted the video. Epic was mortified. They said it was all a huge mistake and would be fixed up soon. Whether they meant it or not, we think it still went too far. Fortnite's success has partially been built on the way the game keeps changing. Season 5 was perhaps the best example of this so far. You had new areas, such as Paradise Palms, which was a dry, arid, and generally more fun replacement for Moisty Mire.
Real talk, I definitely prefer Moisty Mire, but obviously because Wailing Woods, they're going to remove that over Moisty Mire because Moisty Mire is actually decent. So there's obviously something going on with Wailing Woods. So.
There's new features, such as Kevin the Mysterious Purple Cube, whose existence and movements became a hot topic of debate, and new gear. One of the most exciting pieces of gear was the return of the guided missile. If you remember, back in Season 3, this weapon was OP. Just take a look at this gameplay by YouTuber Muselk if you don't believe us. You could fire it pretty much anywhere and be sure to hit your target for massive damage, which made it quite controversial. It forced Epic Games to remove the weapon from the game, and when it was put back into the Battle Royale in Season 5, it was a shell of its former self. Honestly, at this point, no one knows whether it's gone away or merely resting. Just call it Schrodinger's guided missile. No one likes a cheat, especially if that person is cheating at Fortnite. It isn't just that it spoils the game for people playing it, it actually ends up putting people off playing it. When you consider how big a part of what makes Fortnite work is how people get drawn into it, doing something that'll make people not want to bother with the game is simply bad for business. So when we heard Epic Games was taking legal action against people who were creating cheats and, worst of all, selling them and making a profit out of them, we weren't exactly upset about it. As far as we're concerned, they can have their butts suit off from here to next Thursday. What was a bit too much though was Epic taking legal action against people who bought the cheats. These included kids, such as 14-year-old Caleb Rogers. Let's be reasonable here. How many 14-year-olds do we think read Epic's EULA agreement? Probably the same number who've never heard of Fortnite. Anyway, Caleb's mom has made a legal case to say Epic should back off. Good for her. Rat-a-tat-tat! While building, driving ATKs, and performing stunts on shopping trolleys are all a massive part of Fortnite, it really wouldn't be the same game if it didn't have the weaponry. After all, unless you're very lucky and people fall a bit
crossed the line a few times, so obviously it's all with the like taking legal action against a 14-year-old, it's like 11 or 14-year-old kid. It is actually legal because I know definitely in England it is because they're over the age of criminal responsibility. So yeah, just keep watching.
You won if you chose the right path.
Get too far or get caught in the storm, you aren't going to score yourself a victory royale without taking someone out. Back in the glory days of Season 5, the best way to do this was with a drum gun, as showcased by YouTuber Vicstar123. You picked it up and noticed its massive 50-round capacity. You saw its high damage and effectiveness at long range. You laid waste to your opponents. Your opponents moaned about it on the internet. Epic Games decided it made playing too easy and decided to vault it. This was a shame because in the hands of inexperienced players, it evened things up a bit, which meant more noobs would have stayed alive longer. But hey, it's Epic's game, so we just have to play this one by their rules. With Fortnite's monumental success, it made sense to have a big, official competition. Like, we all know every Battle Royale is a competition, but what if we took the best of the best and got them to fight it out to decide who really was best? I mean, a bit of a no-brainer, that one. So Epic Games did the only thing it could and launched a contest to find the world's greatest Fortnite player and uploaded the stream to the official Fortnite YouTube channel for everyone to see. Only problem was, it didn't entirely work. For a start, the $8 million in prize money meant players were, understandably, cautious. There wasn't a lot of risk-taking going on.
Guys, so I've not been doing like the face cam, but so I just go like this very much, just because obviously I forgot to upload that video, but I've got like a really bad cough, and also it's quite late, so I'm a bit tired.
There were also technical problems, with bugs and glitches spoiling the game for people as the servers got dangerously close to being overloaded. There were also other issues, most notably an unofficial tournament going on at the same time as Summer Skirmish. YouTuber Keemstar's Fortnite Friday tournament got some legit big names to duke it out at the end of the week, and because there was a more relaxed vibe, it involved better, more exciting gameplay. And a guy who cheated by letting his friend play on his account. There's just controversy everywhere. It wasn't just the way Fortnite Friday stole the Summer Skirmish's thunder which left a sour taste in the mouths of gamers though. No, there was a heck of a lot of controversy over the winner of the Summer Skirmish, a previously unheralded gamer known as iDrop's Bodies. After he won and beat some more famous gamers in the process, certain parts of the internet called him out. They said he cheated in a multitude of nefarious ways. They said he had gone out of games where the odds were stacked against him, that he'd used a keyboard and mouse against gamepad players, and he had used a time machine to meld with the game's code. Well, okay, not the last one. At any rate, Epic Games had to put out a statement refuting all the allegations against iDrop's Bodies, who's now a famous gamer, but not for the right reasons. We think the problem here was how people couldn't quite believe someone relatively low profile could have won, and all the cheating allegations were enough to make people suspicious.
Yeah, I was watching Ninja's stream like when the Summer Skirmish had happened, and I don't know, it's just very controversial, but I think I spelled nice wrong.
When it comes to making people suspicious, a great way to do that is to release something on one platform before the other. If you want unfounded allegations and people grumbling, this just might be the best way to do things. It certainly worked with Fortnite when they expanded their game to mobile phones. whether they intended to or not. Now, we were all super stoked about this until we found out the game was just going to be available on iOS. While some of us had iPhones, like YouTuber iChase, it wasn't much use if we had Android phones, was it? This meant gamers with Androids grumbled and complained. But then there was some good news. For selected models, there was going to be a beta version. This was a bit better, although because it was just a beta, you had to fiddle with your phone, which put some players off of it. As well, we're sure that eventually there will be an actual official version. We think the developers went too far by showing their Apple iPhone favoritism. While we love Fortnite to bits, and we bet you do too, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video, we'll admit it isn't the most peaceful game out there. Okay, we wouldn't say it's over the top since there isn't any blood and the only foul language you'll hear is through voice chat. It's still a game though based around, hunting down people and killing them with firearms or even an axe. Anyway, what with Fortnite being a kind of violent sort of game, it's reheated an old argument, the one about video games making kids violent. We're in the 21st century. We can't believe we're having this discussion again. Anyway, activists in Australia have expressed their concern, saying the Battle Royale's kill or be killed vibes are creating a generation of rageful attackers. We can't have too much of a go at Epic Games for this one, but it's a controversy nonetheless, and we aren't entirely sure how they've addressed it. Nevertheless, we don't think there's any chance Fortnite gets banned in any countries anytime soon. Whew! We've all played Fortnite a lot. This is a well-known fact. However, there are cases of people taking things a little bit too far. In fact, we can think of at least 200 people who might just have overdone it when it came to playing Epic Games' masterpiece. Yes, these 200 people are the 200 gamers who are going through divorces for which playing Fortnite has been listed as the reason for ending the marriage. There's been research by the Divorce Online blog, which discovered 200 cases of divorce involving Fortnite in the United Kingdom in 2018 alone. In total, this accounts for about 5% of every divorce in the nation, which is one heck of a lot. Having said that, we think it isn't Fortnite's fault as such. We think people might be unhappy in their marriage and are excessively playing Fortnite as a way to get around their problems. Mind you, we also think that if you're getting a divorce because you're playing Fortnite too much, then it might be fair to say you've taken things way too far. The internet has changed our world, but it's also changed Planet Gaming. Before there even was a web, yes, we know it's hard to believe there was actually a point in time where the internet didn't exist. If you wanted to play a multiplayer game, you had to round your friends or family up and play it together. When online gaming became a reality, everything changed. Now you could play any game with anyone, anywhere. Well, most games at least. Anyway, it's online, which makes Fortnite a big hit. Unfortunately though,
Alright, I'm getting really tired, so I need to get off to bed. So, I'll leave that one there for now. Okay, so make sure you go to my mixer. Let's just put it on them. Yeah, I'm not streaming now, but let's find this. This is me here. I'm logged in. This is me. So yeah. So Trophy Artist 2. So make sure you subscribe to me. I play Fortnite on it. And if you want, you can request games. Also, make sure you like and subscribe. And coming soon, Fortnite gameplay. Yeah, I've finally figured out a way to do it. So Fortnite gameplay is coming soon. I'm gonna end the video there. Peace.